Hey guys, Mongo here. Quick update on Bitcoin. So I'm on the daily, and what I'm going to show you here is kind of levels I'm watching. I've pulled fibs, and I've kind of pulled them based on certain areas with money flow that's very similar. So you'll see back here, the last time we had money flow like this, it was leaving. You had a dip down to the 618, and then we bounced. So the 618 comes in confluence with the top of this range here, so right around the $52,000 to $51,000 range. I think that's a little steep, and I'll show you why I think that may be the case. I think 56,000 would be like the low at this point. So I'm going to delete this box, but I just want to show you what I was talking about here. You have an order block sitting here at 54. Then you got some wicks and some candle bodies down here at 52 and 53. So if we go back to the previous bull market, and the tops here, if you pull the value area for the tops, you're getting the point of control coming in right around 56 for both of these. So 56, 837, and roughly 57. So 56 is a really, really strong level of support. You had literally weeks on both of these of order blocks that are going to hold up price action. So I could show you on trading light in a second, very similar, but also going back to the whole fib thing on this first aggressive run up. Sorry, this is a futures chart, so this didn't show the whole thing, but gives you an idea from the run up. Sorry, we had a bounce off the 618. This was the true top. No one knew until later. Yeah, this is a manipulated top. And that was another reason why we crashed so hard. So, yeah. So 56 seems to be the number. Same thing down here. Money flow leaving, very similar to what we have now. Bounce off the 618. Now, I will say everything's been muted. Since we've had the Bitcoin ETF and BlackRock and Fidelity involved now. Someone like Grayscale, which would be just dumping like crazy, is getting muted by the other ones buying them up. So remove this resistance one. Oops, wrong one. Not what I want. I want the number. There you go. Let her go on. So yeah, these orange lines here are the point of controls from the previous bull market. So I think that's going to act as support. Delete some of these boxes for you. You can actually see what's actually happening. So this is the wick and price action right now. We are right in this neck of the woods, coming up around 61,000, 168, 167, something like that. We've cleared all the wicks on most exchanges except for the lowest one, around 59. So Mexi, Binance, Coinbase, a lot of the perpetual futures, Bybit. I don't think all of them have cleared this yet. I know the CME gap on the futures for the stock market had actually cleared it. So that's why we kind of pulled back today, but I still think we're going to visit that. And so do a lot of other traders that I follow that are a hell of a lot smarter than me. Or at least I'd say a heck of a lot more experience. And I've learned a lot from. So looking for this SFP, so a structural change. And if we cascade down to that, past that, we're going to look at towards 57 and 56. I'm really going to watch this 56. Looking for an aggressive bounce off 56, 837. This is the daily chart, and look at the market cipher B. You're almost already getting a bounce. So yeah, it's a negative bounce kind of because you've already got, excuse me. You're under some support here. I would draw this line here as a line in the sand. Let's go with that. So somewhere in that range, we'll make it blue. That blue guy is a resistance now that was support. So we need to get back above that, which is coming in at like 63. And a lot of other bullish cases we want to see, now that we have a macro lower low, we want to see a turnaround. So this is the first step towards that, is the trigger wave here where money flow is starting to slow down and still positive. You're about to get a green dot here in another day or two if money flow continues to stabilize or move higher. And then the VWAP is starting to turn back up towards the 0 line, so that's good. 12-hour. Flat line, still slightly down, but fading, starting to turn. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, still fading down. The good news is this is a falling channel, which is more bullish than bearish. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. If things were ugly, I would tell you. But for right now, for a bull market, this is typical. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that works. So falling channel, falling wedge, doesn't matter. You just need to break above this channel line. So 6-hour, 4-hour rounding. We're getting some increased momentum here as we're bottoming out, which is great. So you want to see this curvature continue up. One more cascading wick down towards like 50, I'd say 58.8, and even 59 would give us that bullish divergence we're looking for. And then a bounce from there to get back over 62 would be awesome. Yeah, so we're looking for one more push down. You can see the momentum's coming down. Momentum wave's coming down. VWAP on the 1 hour is coming down. Money flow is getting thicker. So I'm expecting a trigger wave down. So an aggressive move back down and then hopefully a bounce. Close to an equal low or not double bottom, or slightly under would be better. You want an SFP. This green line is the last line of the sand we haven't taken out yet. So market makers and whales like to steal liquidity, put their new stops in down here and move higher. So that's what I'm looking for. 24 minutes. It's going to be interesting. It's either going to fade or it's just going to bounce. So this also, it's interesting. In like the short term, it could be kind of bullish, but everything else on the higher time frames is kind of bearish for the immediate term. 12-minute. Go get it. Again, it's just structurally bearish. So we're getting some bullish movement here on the bottom the past 6 hours. But there's just not much to go off of. We don't have we finally have a higher low on the lower time frames, but we don't have a higher high. So Asia needs to step in and pump it or dump it then pump it. So it's going to be interesting. I think the next 2 days we're going to have a really big move up. Down first, but then up. Wait and see how this plays out. Let me pull this in a little tighter, make a couple more touches. There, I like that. The more touches you have, the better. The more realistic it is. Yeah, you can see had a rounding here. Even, the momentum was slowing here. We just had a cascade of stop losses and liquidations. And then, there you go. Nice rounded bottom. Personally, to me, this is not, it's kind of you already have bearish momentum with more of increasing price action. So, which means that I think it's going to come back down. Let's see here. Yeah. And you're already getting a McDonald's. I'd like to see this. That's ideal. But I've noticed it's much harder to trade these days. It's less ideal now that you have the big boys involved. They're using their stock market tactics. So I've been taking less trades, and then the ones I don't take off of level, I've been getting screwed on. So even for me, I've been stopped out and I'm losing money on silly stuff. So try not to get chopped up in the middle. Look for either the top of the range or the bottom of the range to make your move. If you miss it, be patient. Even I can get impatient and frustrated. So leave your emotions alone. If you haven't started a trading journal, I'm going to recommend so. Something I even lack doing sometimes and notating every day's movements. I need to analyze my wins, analyze my losses, what worked, what didn't work, and then why. So I need to do a better job keeping my journal. It's greatly helped in many cases, and it also, by keeping a journal, it allows you to see how and why you lost or how and why you won, but also at the same time, it allows you to think. So by thinking, you're less likely to rush or FOMO into a position, and it also allows you to plan. So plan the next day, plan based on the range you are. Look for, what are you looking for? Just like right now, we're looking for an SFP of this range, potentially lower. Orange is down here too. So we have levels. So if you want to screenshot these, go ahead. And up here too, until we break, let me zoom out a little bit for you. Yeah, I mean, until we break 64, really call it 64.5. So until we break 64.5, we're still in a bearish market structure. You need to come back up, get above that, and then come back down for an inverse head and shoulders and then blast off. So even if you wanted to, you could just wait for the dust to settle, let the move continue back up, get a verified break in market structure bullishly. This would come up, then you'd come back down, and you look for a retest at that point in time. Most cases, it would do something like this, up down the back test of his downfalling channel. It usually comes in somewhere around the 236, or the 382, excuse me. Yeah, so there's that. So that would come in the 50 based on this pull. So something of that nature. All right, guys, that's about all I'm watching. I think this is the bottom. Once this gets taken the next day or so, or we actually confirm a bottom now and not go any lower, we're heading towards the all-time high again. And then it is still possible we come back towards the mid-50s after we do a big move higher up above 75,000. So keep that in mind and be realistic that these markets can move quite volatilely, both up and down. So don't let emotion get a hold of you. Make sure you sell. If you don't realize profit, there's no point of doing this game, right? So dollar cost average in, you always want a dollar cost average out. And I'll make a quick note. Based on some stuff I'm seeing, we could have an early top. I'm seeing some indicators saying based on how things go, we'll have to wait and see how the summer does and where price ends up going. But I'm seeing potential, some other smart individuals. They're talking like October to December of this year being the top, instead of Q1 to Q2 of next year. So I will keep you guys posted as time comes on and basically as price appreciates higher. If I have more indicators telling me, usually there's 5 or 6 flashing and people are ignoring it. So you'll eventually have all of the indicators you're looking for whether it's pi cycle top and you have other stuff that's whale wallets selling. You've got a dozen different things that'll eventually tell you. Once I have those really flashing, remember, we're not here to get the top. We're here to get out within 25% of the top. So that's the goal. So it's unrealistic. Yeah, you could get some of the top, but it's not always possible. So with that said, nothing to say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, head over to Crypto Blackwall on Twitter and the Blockguard Discord. Thanks.